Hi everyone, I'm Preeti and I'm super excited to be your host for today's Power Pack session on optimizing lead generation funnel. Trust me, you are in for something truly insightful and inspiring today. We are joined by a phenomenal speaker, Mr. Jayant, with over 2 decades of expertise in India's mutual fund and private banking industry. Jayant Sir currently working as a AVP at Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Funds has worked closely with relationship managers, MFDs, and distributors, gaining an in-depth understanding of how the ecosystem truly function on the ground. Throughout his journey, he has seen professional chase SIPs work tirelessly to meet target and push relentlessly for growth, often without fully owning the immense value they create. And that's where his mission began to empower financial advisor and distributor to build strong, independent, and sustainable business where ownership, recognition, and growth truly belongs to them. His vision is simple yet powerful to help professionals move from just working in a system to truly owning their success. We also have a dedicated Q&A session towards the end, so make sure to drop your questions anytime in the Q&A tab. We'll ensure they are answered live. So get ready to gain real insights, fresh perspective, and practical takeaways you can actually apply. Let's make the session truly interactive and engaging. Please join me in giving a warm, enthusiastic, and loud welcome to Jayant sir. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Priti. Uh, I'm equally excited to do this session. Okay, I have no clue that with the online sessions, this is the interesting part. Like you have no clue that how many people are there on this floor at this point of time. Apparently, however, good evening to everyone, and uh, if you are pressure into the sales or you are just few years into the sales, this session is for you. Today, we are not going to talk about how to chase the leads, but we are going to talk about how to fix the leak in the leads. What I'm going to talk about is, let me give you an example. Uh, I'm sure that there are many people across the country who have joined on this call today. I just was having someone talk to Deliite, who was my close friend. He had some around 400 lead and he been following it up from around a month and a half now. The revenue still is insignificant. So what I want to say over here, the point is, India at this point of time, it doesn't have a actually lead problem. There are tons of leads which are available in the market. The problem is with a leak. How to fix this leak? So today, this evening, what we are going to talk about is I'll make sure that you have a visible funnel, sales funnel. Second is the we will change the response to that each of those leads to the much faster pace. We'll add a more of a velocity to it. That's what I want to say. We'll add a more of a measurable credence to that, and then we will make it more calculated. So from this perspective, uh, let me start with my presentation. You can see this, Preeti?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay.
I think there's some issue, guys. Let me connect with sir. So,
I think I got logged out.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, hold for a second. Okay, you can see this clearly, Preeti?
Yes, sir, it's properly visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the let's kill the biggest myth today. The biggest myth in India is the more calls. We always talk about more. We have glorified this with more calls, more emails, more activities. But the irony is, not everything leads to the equal outcome. That's a fact of it. Uh, Now, I'll talk to you about why this happens basically. In the most Indian teams, what happens is you keep on chasing a lot of, we not only glorify this each of the, please, can you give me a minute? Just a minute. I'll just fix one thing. Hold for a second. Okay, ready. Sorry. Technical errors. Okay. So in India, we do not have the problem of the majorly the funnels. When I was discussing you about the example where we have a more than 400 leads and the revenue getting zero at this point of a time, we do not have the top level funnel problem. We have a middle level funnel problem. What do I mean by this? The middle level funnel. There are normally four stages to any of this making the funnel. Is first is uh, lead to call, call to fix a meeting, and then the meeting to the demo, and the demo to the closure. Now, what happens in most of the cases here, we do not have a proper write up for this one. In each of these stages, first of all, we do not maintain the stages, right? We do not have the stages, and hence we do not have the margins or the ratios to that. Each of this has some ratios to that. The first ratio, if we want to put it across, the call to the lead to the call ratio. If that, if I am calling around 15 people, then I need to know that, yeah, in the 15 people, what is the status of that? Like, you know, is the 7 people who are asked me to call back, or they have said yes, or they have said no to that. So this ratio makes you visible sales funnel. It is, if you end up doing a random calls and if you do not have this basic uh, funnel, then it's a big problem. So the myth is, it is not about the more calls, more emails, more WhatsApp, more of activities. It is more of a measurable event. So what happens is most of the freshers who are there on this call or the few years into the sales, if you keep on doing the and these days the managers keep on saying you that do more calls and other things. What happens is you keep on doing for a couple of months, the result are not encouraging. You get frustrated, and then the day comes out. So basically, the argument is not about your effort. It's more to do with the median ratio. It's more to do with your demonstration to the closures. It has nothing beyond that. So if you have these things in a place, it will be more easier for you. It is not the prayers which help you. It is basically what helps you is the measurable events on each of these ratios which I spoke about. So relatable pain. So this is very interesting. I am damn sure that most of you people would have heard and also would have encountered this. If you have around 400 leads, you end up calling. There are not only you, but there are also five more people who keep on calling up those people. Then there are WhatsApp. Then there are irregular, random for demos. Uh, and these demos are quite interesting. It is more of a 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Uh, they miss the basic math which it has to communicate for the user. What is it which going to hit him? It misses the basic plot, and the final stage is the fatigue and the blame, and then the resignation which happens in this whole thing. Uh, in this whole thing, what I always say is your politeness will not is not a progress. Busyness is not the business. The freshers are told in more and more to see, I mean, more and more to do with the calls and other things. But it is you will have to see the more clearer what exactly the funnel is talking to us. uh, and if a same uh, person is getting called, or if we keep on receiving the calls again and again, this is a clear red flag to us also that the we are pushing either the people to uh, get ghosted, or the people to say no to us. Okay, this is an interesting thing now. I have made a Zoom poll. So you people all might be getting uh, you know on the response of each of these things. When you get a lead, how fast you will respond? You will respond within 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You respond in 45 minutes or 2 hours or the next day. Please punch in your responses in your chat box. I'll tell you what. In India, the speed is the respect. The speed builds the respect. It basically gives the your clients a testimony that there is someone who is caring for me. There is someone who is not only caring for the business, but is also caring post sales service. Uh, the trust is basically the currency which will close you the deal. If you are going to close the calls or the revert within 15 minutes, uh, it not only builds the trust, but it also builds the credibility. In case you are going to push it for the next day, believe me that you are training your prospective clients to be ghosted. They will ghost you. They will not pick your call. They will not answer the messages, and then the loop goes on. Many times we are the ones who end up doing this. So the response time is what it adds upon. Priti, have you received some any responses on the chat box?
On chat box, we have got some responses.
So what else that people are saying to us?
30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, and 5 minutes.
Oh, that's fantastic. So there are people. I don't see many people who are push the responses to the next day. That's fantastic. I would also like to put across, like, few of the people who can tell me that which part of India they are from. I wish to ask you that because as I'm going to talk, I'm also going to capture a few examples across India, whichever I have friends and I've spoken to them to make this presentation. So now this is one more thing. India's leak map, or make it visible. What I was talking to you about. Make a one sheet. Okay. Uh, this should be quite. I'm damn sure that you people might be having a CRM. You people might be having your own systems across it. But this is something for your own, which will help you to track. These are the three or four things which you will not write. You will add two more things to this one. Median minute to the first touch. What does this mean? This means that the time taken for every call to the getting the first meeting. I'm not talking about yet the content. I'm just talking about your time taken. right? Then the follow-ups per lead. After you add this one, also add last week's data to this one. This will help you to understand your trajectory. Are you moving up? Are you moving down? How is it happening? And also, the most interesting thing is the data which you will be doing work on. You will also understand the patterns. When I'm talking to you about the patterns, what patterns are I'm referring to? The patterns which I'm referring to is when you put across the last week data to this week's data, you will see that the calls which are happening are quite random. The turnaround time is quite random because the first call is always on a verbatim or verbose sort of thing. Second second follow which happens with the demos which happens is it ranges from 45 minutes to 50 minutes, or you end up asking. So each of them will help you to understand what is the pattern. And once you get the pattern, then you can zero down on each of the point where you can drill more of. I'll give you an example. Why is this important is even the pilots, they do not guess the altitude. They have the tachometer, they have the speed dials across them, they refer to that. This particular sheet will always act to you as a guiding tachometer where you can understand your efforts and measure them out. Okay, speed builds a trust. This is what I was going to talk to you about. 5 minutes rule. There are some people who have clicked on the 5 minutes rule. There is a big research company, Lead Response Research. This came across through the report, which says that the people who get the response or do the response within 5 minutes, they have a higher chances of the closures than the ones which are like 15, 20, or half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it is. Why this happens? I'll give you a live example. Bombay-based broking company, they did not have a big budget. They did not have a big team, and all that they did is they put the system of reverting back to the investors of within 7 minutes. And believe me that by doing that, they tripled down their sales number within a span of around 6 months. They also had a lesser problems or lesser uh, grievances across. So the best part to do is you think to revert back, it has to be ASAP. If that is going to take more and more time, that's not going to hit the investor. And the script has to be very important. Every time you follow up or you make a call, that has to be unique from the one which you have earlier done. If it is going to be same replication or it is going to be the same across others, if it is not distinguishing, then again you are pushing it to be ghosted. Qualification response. This is quite interesting because what happens is the bad fit murders calendars. You fix up a meeting, okay? You call up the client and then you goof it up. Qualification isn't rudeness; it's a respect. When I say qualification, what I mean to say is the context. What your investor or what your client, what your potential prospective is looking across, that is a context that you have to build it up. If you are mismatching that, that's gone. The timeline. Supposedly, your potential prospect might be looking at a timeline of 3 months, but you have an urgency. Then you end up pushing it much faster. Budget. Normally, this happens in the real estate term. where we end up, we have never recommended them anything, but we always push across our projects, and we tell them, like, how well the project is, but we never try to match what they are looking at. But if we are going to ask, that question is going to be asked at a last. Be honest in this one. If you are not honest, then you won't get the expected respect and the expected closure. This doesn't happen. In India, the biggest pitfall or the fear is saying no. We are very polite, we are humble, we are nice. We do not say no to the prospective client. Uh, Here, there is a smartness. There are few the smart people who can put it across in a very smart and simple way of matching the recommendation, matching and telling that you have asked for X, you have now I have a Y. Currently, I'm afraid that we are not matching to your expectation, but apparently, if you give me around 30 days, this is what is coming up. Give them a structured plan of action. People like that. People will come back with your honesty. In case you end up pushing them what you have and what they do not want, then it's not good. Follow operating system. This do is I think, a taboo which has come across these days. Do call, do WhatsApp, do emails, do that. Write out all these tensions across to you. You decide how you want to put it, how you want to sequence it, and benchmark it across the touch point that you have for next 10 days. What you are going to do is different in this one is, when you structure this do sort of things. One is the sequencing is quite interesting because every time the sequencing changes, uh, the sequencing changes because many times what there will be a set of people who would not prefer the calls, who would only prefer the WhatsApp. This also will tell you how to nudge them. In psychology, it has been always told that, if you want to sell, the best way to sell is not push, it is pull. And to master the art of pull is very simple. If you give any of your potential prospect 5 data points, in that 5 data points, two are stories, two are evidences, and one is strong data. If you give them on a single day, on any point of time during the day, through different mediums, then the chances of getting the prospective client closure, it becomes much faster. And in the following follow-up operating system, this is quite important for you, because you can add a little bit of creativity on every portion of it. How are you building it? The cadence closes, and the hooks don't. If you are sitting on the hook, that's not going to happen. Paste this uh, on your softboard, align it the way you want it, and then you can see that how does the result come across. The 4 p.m. rule. This is quite amazing. How many of you people end up calling in the morning hours because as soon as you come across and you sit out on your desk, you start doing your work, uh, and that's what many people do it. I'll tell you what happens is, as the day starts, you are calibrating. One, you are firefighting with many of the things. Your brain is actively engaged in resolving, fixing the things. It won't take any calls, it won't take any responses, or it doesn't respond to the things which you wanted to get it chosen. If you try this in the evening time at 4 p.m. and any time after 4 p.m., the chances of this getting executed is much faster. There's not been it has been very proven. I'll tell you that there is a mutual fund company. They were trying to renew their SIPs, and the renewal calls were happening continuously and consistently, and it was not they were not hitting the target basically, and they just shifted from the morning hours to the evening hours. Okay. The conversion ratio or the SIP's retention or the ratio went up significantly. So this exactly what happens when you leave people around when they are firefighting with the things. Do not disturb them. When they are at a peace by the 4 p.m. or so, put across a good message or a good call, and you can fix up not only meeting, you can ask for the demos, you can ask for whatever you want, and the chances of here going up is much faster than the chances of coming in the morning and doing that. In the morning hours, I think the best way is to plan, schedule, fix up the content, context, what need to be done, how it needs to be worked out, who are the 20 people, who are the 50 people, who are the 70 odd people, and what will be the means. I think that's what it works out in the morning hours. The planning is for you also, it's quite important. Now the question is, this doesn't happen in our industry, but when I talk about our industry, so basically finance, but across many other industries, the demos, a lot of demos, right? You people call people for demos, but understand one thing: the demos are not for something like a curriculum. It is good for you. For them, it is a pain. Like they you just give them a 12 minutes teaser uh, and build a use case up across that. That's more important for them rather than the 45 minutes long curriculum or the whole demo. I'm not saying that demo is not good, the demo should not be used. It has to be, but it caters to the, if you want the closure, then you will have to uh, curate few people out of it and get those people. Uh, and that's what it makes a difference. You can sometimes uh, after going through the demos and also the teasers, people end up saying that we will look it out on the next Thursday or next Friday or something. Apparently this is a time when they are putting their SWOT analysis in their mind, any perspective for that. If you, in case you have already done your SWOT analysis, put that. What can you do between now and next Thursday? And tell them, like, can I move this a little bit ahead and tell you that I can have made a page work which gives you a detailed understanding about all the things which are there and how best this proposal is going to be best for you. By doing this, you are just not making them one step more ahead, but you are also in next 3 or 4 days, whatever it's going to be there, you will be there on the top of it. Math, math on the page. See, I believe that this is very important in across all the sectors at this point in time. Uh, Try and practice the math. Uh, 1 million is equal to $1 million is equal to how many Indian rupees? Or a simple interest, component interest, or the EMI calculation, or most of the people who struggle with this. Most of the people. And apparently, when you can't explain the calculation, you can't explain the math, you can't explain how it is beneficial, how much it's saving for him, then the trust is out of the window. I'll show you a few examples. Everyone goes to DMart and you buy your monthly grocery. Even in DMart bill, it tells you how much you have saved. That has to be shown to investors. Indian investor will always look for that. How much have you saved? How much have you helped me to save? Uh, if this maths is not in your brain, if you are not on that, then it's a big problem. Adding velocity is nothing but adding speed. You have a volume, you have a plenty and plenty of a volume. You now also know how to, I think the whole idea is you should shift your mind from more calls to the more stages. As we have already defined stages, every one of the people who are like working on leads, they will have to move stages to the stages. I think I met a real estate company, fantastic company, which is Malad based. They are working on huge database, and the database conversion was into decimals initially. And when we met and we discussed, and I had given them around 8 stages for that. Now, when they have put it each stages, believe me that they are able to measure it. Just not measure it, but they also know that what is the speed. If there is an X Y Z input, what is the output going to come? They know that the funnel is now ready with the prediction that on what day how much leads are going to happen. So this is what, just not building the velocity or just not building the speed, but it is adding an instrumentalization to that, how this whole funnel works. So KPIs, you all people have your own personal KPIs, but this I think it's your more to do with your personal KPI. Write down your KPIs, which are in tandem with the organization KPIs. Uh, uh, Write it, track it, and also make a console of that. Uh, just don't make console of it. Also send to a good friend who also has a track on these things, because I think uh, the willpower has less sustainability. When you send it to your friends, the pressure of executing that becomes high. uh, the KPIs are the ones which you will have to put it across, write it on a piece of paper, or put it across on your cell phone. Aspire for a number, aspire for a number which you would like to achieve them. Probably demo to close percentage, or time for the first touch percentage. Um, with all these things, if you can do that, aspire for that particular number, that will be the fantastic, because whatever is not written and whatever is not noticed, you would never do it. Just check it. If you would have done it, you would have done it. If you would have not, because it is not written and it is not visible in front of you, it is not done. Your calendar is your culture. So two precise slots. Ask for any of the potential prospects that you have. This. Ask for them two precise potential slots, and that ping pong ball game that normally people do it. Give them a 12-word precise agenda. Follow up with a three bullet point or a recaps. Invite them, give them an invite to make a decision. See, if you are in this, if your calendar is not filled with the appointments, if you are, then there is a lack of one thing: the context and the content. This is not a clear case where you are putting in more efforts. It is a clear case where you need sharp content, edgy, punchy, and clear-cut agendas. What in India, I think no prospect likes to beat around the bushes. They want you to come to the point, straight to the point. That's what will help you to build your calendar. If your calendar or is completely filled, I think that is what it shows your effort also. Believe me that. And I think this is something which you should flaunt also, because anything which you show your efforts in the public kills the politics. You don't need to tell anyone that I am putting in my effort, right? Okay, scripts. Very important thing. When you write the script to call up or to do anything, into the sharper data first. Your script should not start with the most of the people who do it. 99% of the people normally miss out, and they start out with something which is irrelevant. They're calling whatever it is. Instead of that, I have something for you which gives you XYZ in XYZ time. clear-cut statement. These hero statements are the ones which build the conversation fun. Second is build the scripts in a way that it respects the other's time. Your scripts are elaborative. Your scripts are too lengthy. They kill. They kill the momentum. They kill every. They kill the potential path. Uh, if you being an and in India at this point of the time, the scripts are so tight. Uh, they many people do not try to make any changes into that. Try it out, make some changes, and add something very sharper and edgy to that. Try out a lot of other companies. I think the best company which you can follow it out with is an American Express cards. If you get a chance, talk to those guys. The best call center I've ever heard about those guys. Uh, any time if you want to, most of the time you will be pushed out with credit card calls which comes across. So just have a word with the American Express guys. You will always feel so good about it. They will make you feel, irrespective of whatever time they call up, they make it different. Public scoreboard. This is what I was mentioning to you about. Public, hold first. Sorry. Okay. Public scoreboard is what I was talking to you about. It's about a discipline. It is about a discipline. How do you maintain your call records? How do you maintain your efforts? How do you maintain your ratios? How do you publicize them? What happens these days is when you build this, there is a hypothesis which I'll talk to you about in a later slide. Uh, it basically your efforts or your scoreboard details when it has been put out on the public, it basically kills politics. It basically kills about your question about your executions. Though you are doing whatever you have to do with your lead generation, you are fixing up the leads, but at the same time, you are not flying blind, and your flying wheel, though it might be small, but you will get decent wins over a period of time. The scoreboard which you have built, it will be put on the soft boards. It will be put across, and this is a culture I think which you can cascade across the small wins, and then the leadership boards which you can maintain from the last week to this week to the next month, and that is where the trajectory of every lead or every closure, and that is how you achieve it. The public scoreboard are always helpful for you. Whatever you are doing, I think keeping it in a private rather than putting it on a public is it will quite helpful for you. So one page mobile console. Now this is a very important thing for you. Though I've covered most of it in an earlier slide where I was telling you about, but I'll add something more to that. Uh, just not making the things to do, 5 KPIs, deep dive each one of them and try to write each one of them in a detail. Like it's been always said that if you have to eat a frog, eat the first thing in the morning. Finish off the most hardest thing in the morning. Don't keep it for the second half of the day. Because the first half of the day is more important, and if you close the difficult task in the day, then it becomes more easier for you in the second half of the day. Uh, what it also helps you to do is with the next test of a zero decorations, you can expect higher decision over a period of time on the next day. This also will build you about uh, this one page consoles is just an route for you people to to put it on the mobile and keep a watch on that. The This is what I'm going to do the next day. Objection library. This, I think, you need to make your own journal. You keep on making a lot of calls. You keep on making the lot of meetings. Uh, Keep on writing journals. When I say journals, what do I mean by that? You happen to first is you learn from your own experience. You can learn from others' experiences. When you learn from others' experiences, put it in the journal. Put it uh, across on a piece of paper and write it. So this objection handling is just a database for you to understand if this happens, what will be the scenario. Write, rehearse, and practice them. Many a times you can act as a reference point to them. You can make eventually a checklist for the buyers. You can make compliance out of this one. This will help a lot for you if you have a particular and specific objection handling library. So design one micro test per week. I always believe that if you are disciplined so much, I think you should also tweak it a bit every week or properly every now and then. What happens is that no, that also gives you that how much people are observant, how much also it also calls you how much creative you are, how much you are understanding your leads, how much you are understanding your clientele base. If you're making some smaller minor changes to each and everything, the email that you send, the sequence that you build, the call that you make, the WhatsApp that you do, or the publish that you do it, you make some changes to that. Properly, I'm saying it every week. You might change it according to your scheduler, make it 1 month or whatever it is. So this what happens is when you do this small changes, the and it is if it is a data backed up and it is completely the people whom you are catering to that for them you are picking up and solving the pain problem. Believe me that the ghost ghosted ratios normally come down. I know a SaaS company which has put this into a place. They have cut their for 55 minutes demo to the 30 minutes demo. By doing this, they doubled their sales. Now they do not have a choke. They do not have the follow-ups. They have just closures. They have moved up. CRM. CRM, I think this there might be different names to that, but everyone has that in your company. And the people who do not have, I think they should maintain a book where they can maintain the records. Uh, Many of the people do not like it, but let me tell you, if it isn't logged, it did not happen. If you have called up and you have not logged in, then that has not happened. If you have met and you have not registered it, that's not happened. Your word is a contract, right? And if you do not register those contracts, then it is illogical. Though your CRM might have some zombie columns, you can give a pass to them. But if your manager wants to check, then this is the best thing that can be referred. And this is the first testimony for your effort. It though you might be having, irrespective of whatever CRM that you have, it shows you to irrespective of the system, you can scale. Nudge, nagging. Most of us end up nagging, right? The right nudge is the most difficult part that we do is. Nudges is basically how do we push one step ahead? How do we move the prospective to one stage ahead? This is the most difficult thing because it's also you can put it across as a follow-up, but the nudge is a very smart way of uh, pushing one stage ahead. How do you do it? Uh, the the people who are using Apple, it has a nudge. If you have health freaks, it always pops up that your calorie count today has not been attended. Your it comes in, I think, till the time you have set an objective and that objective is not met. it will in a day, I think 3 or 4 times, it keeps on nudging you, saying that the 200 calories have not been burnt yet, or 50 calories have been remaining. I think you can do it. So this is a very smart way of doing this nudge. I think this can be picked up and you can put it across to your places where you can write it in a different manner. And by doing the smarter way of nudging the client, if you're in a real estate, I think uh, you can put it across that key in a 4.5, this is the right property for the right fit, and with a XYZ interest rate, this is what you want to save at. Make your own smart pitch, and that is what it will help you out, rather than nagging out on CRMs and everything. So let me talk to you about, though I have run about these cases uh, in my smaller uh, things. There was an BFSI, which I was talking to you about renewals. They moved from, they used to call it in the morning hours, then they shifted to evening hours. Their SIP renewals moved up significantly. Uh, the sales was very happy. They made the sales leadership board. Now they are not only putting this to their SIP renewals, but they are also putting it to the other part of it. So before running to the other case studies, what sector you people are in? If you can put it in a chat box. So there is a SaaS company which had a very different structure. They had a structure which they used to run for 2 hours, and this demo was very brilliant demo. 2 hours demo, and you can't take out anything out of it. But the problem was with the 2 hours demo, the response was getting poor. With the running at this point of a time, the attention span of the people is so bleak that it has turned out to. I was reading a report which says that if you are on a cold call, then you have a major risk. If you can't connect to the prospective client within the 7 seconds, then you end up losing him. So that when we are in this world where the attention span is becoming so less and weak, I think the our big decks also should come to that small uh, portions where they reduced the 2 hours journey to around 18 minutes journey, and this 18-minute journey was so sharp. They Everyone knew what was the product. They just gave them a use case. They just gave them those pointers, and then the result was phenomenal. The edtech. This was a one company which I met these guys, and they had a scattered system. They had every few thing in Excel, few things on the email, few thing on a WhatsApp. They did not have a system. Predominantly. This might be a system problem or whatever, but now when I see them, they organize themselves. This particular system is running so well for them. Their closure rate, their ratios which they put it across. This is a company which has been putting it consistently growing on an average of 25%. They have acquired it in the span of a year and a half. They have acquired more than 2,000 people on board, and phenomenal growth. Phenomenal growth. Real estate, which we were talking about, real estate cases. Uh, this is a very interesting company here. Until unless you have properly, I had designed 8 stages, moving stages of a lead from prospect to the closure. But you have something so you can design it in 5 stages, 6 stages. Uh, Real estate companies have uh, still they are now open to the script which can be created. They are open to those ideas which can be changed, which can be customized more. They do not have a so tight scripts. But any company which follows this They just add a velocity to it. I think this happens with everyone. We also have a good day, but we have also have a bad day. Now the question with the bad days is we just quit. I think you should not quit. I think you should not be dependent on your mood. Uh, Systems. I think for us also it has to be systemized. It has to be disciplined. The time you write your bad day console, believe me, you will thank me tomorrow. On the good day, if you are ending up 7/10, the hit ratio. On the bad day, you should write a bad day console. Believe me that my bad day console is so aggressive. I do more than what I would have done in a good day. I spend extra hours on anything and everything. So you can build up your console, your bad console, write it so specific on each of the pointers that you would like to do it, write ratios that you would like to achieve it. Probably that they might be not necessarily the same median level which you have achieved in earlier weeks. They might be lesser, but do write them. What do you want to grow? Uh, as we have discussed about a lot of pointers, uh, you have your own KPIs, you have your own objectives, organization, and a person. You will have to put it on a trajectory or a graph which gives you a signals. I remember reading a book. It's about a Steve Jobs, Apple guy. He was clear that he used to write all his acts in a day, tasks in a day, and he used to cut all those which were signal weak. What are the signals? Signals are nothing but a high ROI, which and any activity which takes you near to the objective that you have written. If it is not going to be there, then not going to be in the list. In the list, it's not going to be. So once you start building this up, you will have your own graph, which will show you how well you are growing. Own two numbers next week, right? Now, as we have discussed on many of the things, write down for yourself what are the two numbers which you will pick. Write your KPI, whichever number, which try to write the dream number which you want to write. Um, Go closer to it, uh, uh, build it, and track it. Importantly, build funnels that don't leak. Uh, I'll tell you what happens is when we are putting in the efforts, we now don't need lot of leads. We have tons of leads coming across to us. All that we need to put in across at this point of the time is tune it at every stage, make our hypothesis more accurate, maintain hygiene. Uh, High to the hygiene would be the best thing I could put it. Convert them hacks to the habits. What matters is measure that matters and ignore what flatters. Speed is what is the business, and speed is what will build you trust. Speed will convert if you move it fast. Uh, Not one fit which fits into everyone, but what you can do is build the cadence which is the compounding, which is the proof. Uh, and believe me that once you build this up, you don't literally need lot of leads. You need just the item, the innovation that you have put into the system, and this is what will help you out in achieving whatever you want to achieve. If you have done this, drop me in the chat box that what is that one thing which you would like to fix in the next week. So here is what I would like to end the session. We can do Q&A.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, before moving to Q&A, actually, we have one session feedback form, which I'm launching from my end, and I would like to request everyone, guys, please do fill it out. It will help us to bring more such session. Please, guys, I'm requesting to everyone, please do fill this form. Side by side, I think, sir, we can take questions.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay, so first question. In your opinion, what role does trust or personal connection play in converting leads, especially in financial services where relationships are long term?
Okay. When you say the relationships are long term, in financial field, the relationship can act both the ways. If you are connected to any investor personally, or if you're not connected but you would like to have a professional relation also, um, it matters a lot. I'll give you an example, my own example that I think will put you across. Uh, I had a Parsi client, and we started with a goof up with this client. The fantastic thing was we started with a goof up. We had missed some investment which was supposed to happen in a Z date, and my colleague goofed it up, and that's what happened. I went to that client, we met, and I was very honest, and I told him what has happened, and I also told him that I'm not that capable to fix it up, but this is what I can do it in a very normal term, and this is no organization problem, and it organization has nothing to do with it. Is what has happened from our end. You tell us, and that confession of the honesty that paid us a lot, and the relation grew from probably it is now more than 18 years now, and that relation is so strong. Come what maybe they always consult. So if you are into the financial field, then the if you're brutally honest, and if you are very true, it will certainly help. In financial field, what is very important is also the things that you do or you recommend, and the things which you do not recommend should also be put across. Normally, we end up doing only one thing.
Yeah. Can we move to another question, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, client get a lot of conflicting information online. How do you suggest we position ourselves as credible and trustworthy advisor despite this noise?
Don't do that. Don't ever try to do that. I'll tell you why. Uh, See, the information which comes over the internet, it has no personalized thing. It has nothing to. It can only give them a data. It cannot build empathy. Empathy it only can be built by you people, and so there is no competition to that. And there is a very interesting thing that the client is putting across to you, so you can disseminate that. Never argue on that one. Let it come to you. Other way around, you can actually give him the recommendation which not to do, and you can also say that there's a huge hype by, but my hypothesis says this. That normally helps in this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Another question. How can advisors rebuild trust with a lead which had a bad past experience with another distributor or firm?
Okay, so uh, see, I think this has to do more with the culture and ethics, right? Uh, Here, what you can do is if the client has already a bad experience, now that bad experience is not because of anything, but this can happen with anyone, right? And believe me that now we do not know the case entirely, but the case might be for something else also. The case might be due to the market. uh, but no one has reached the core to that. If you can address that, or if you, there are two ways to do this. Either you give a pass to that and you start off all thing new, what you are doing, what is your mode. If you come across that sort of a problem, how do you counter that? How do you kill your emotions and put the logic thing in front? How do you build your systems which are client centric? That matters a lot. I think this will, and client understand what's the benefit for him.
Okay, sir, thank you. Another question. Sir, as someone in sales, I have noticed that even after multiple follow-ups, some leads just stop responding. How do you decide when to keep trying and when to move on?
Okay. The first thing is homework. Whenever you call up your client, do the homework before that. These days, you need to understand whom you're calling up before you call up, because that actually gives you a context whom you're calling up. Just imagine a person who was in a hospital and you end up and you're calling up. It might be 1 day, 3 day, or whatever it is. There is some medical emergency and you are ending up calling up. So that, of course, yes, this if you do homework also, you will not come to know about this one. But if you end up calling up, you know, some big shot guy and try to sell him something which is, the more basic product, then also it's a mismatch. So that's the reason I had told you that he build the context, build it. And if he's ghosting you, so then understand that your script needs upliftment. The script is quite boring. Uh, have you ever tried? I had written to one real estate owner. Um, can I intrude tomorrow morning at 11:30? And I have heard that a lot can happen over coffee. How about it? And this was my line. And believe me that he just told, he gave me a smiley and he told, you can intrude, you know. And intruding is something like, getting, irrespective of like, you give me a meeting or no, I'm getting barging in. So it's a trick. How do you put it across?
Thank you, sir. Let's take last question. Sometimes client compare every product with competitor and ask for better returns instantly. What's the best way to handle such conversation without losing confidence in value?
You should leave that client. Tell him that, please do that if you are on that free, because I think whosoever is going to do that, uh, if you're going to override the market won't allow you to override it any time, right? If someone is trying to do that, allow them to do it, the client will come back to you.
Yeah, that's it for the Q&A, sir. But before ending this session, any piece of advice you would like to share with our audience who are watching us right now or who will watch this session after some time? So, like any piece of advice?
I think the one piece of advice in India at this point of time is, in India, the relationship is being more valued rather than the systems. Uh, I think being you all into the sales, just getting into the sales or being into few years into the sales, uh, build your own systems, uh, track your own growth. That will make you write your own journals. Because if you talk to any of these guys who are in the West, they will tell you how important is writing a journals, because that will help you to not only build your case, but it will also give you after a year how have you moved with yourself. Keep learning, keep reading books. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a insightful session. We truly appreciate you taking time to share your expertise and real world knowledge with us. And it was an absolute pleasure having you. And a big shout out to everyone who have joined us today. We hope you enjoyed the session and took away some valuable insight to apply in your own journey. If you'd if you'd like to revisit the session or share it with your peers, the full recordings is available on our LinkedIn page and YouTube channel as well. So until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop learning. Wishing you all a wonderful and happy weekend also. See you soon. Thank you very much again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye, sir.